Hello, everyone. A long time ago, there was an article written by a Native American Indian called The Mystery of the Egg. It was an intriguing tale where earthquakes, volcanoes, and all kinds of riots were going on. So one of the tribe went to ask Massa what was happening. Massa was calmly stirring a pot, and he said these things would pass. He said Earth was like the pot, in that she held magma on the inside, and as she spun, the magma spun, and a hard ball formed and grew within her. And he gave that action some scientific name. And Massawa told him that at the end of each cycle, she emitted an egg through the South Pole, and this formed a new moon, and also caused collapse of the surface structure of continents and oceans and such. But that all of it came back, and this was just a cycle. The article went on to cite that this was the same scientific explanation given by Russian scientists at the turn of the 20th century regarding the birth of Mars's moons. I looked for the article later, but the entire website was gone. But we have ourselves revealed that the mystery of the egg is nothing such, and that this is a myth of the underworld, mistakenly called Hollow Earth, given by Massawa, was his Babylon name. In Egypt he was called Baphomet. The Hebrew called him Azazel. There have been a lot of maps lately that have been released to the public that have images very reminiscent of how the division actually works. Tying into the architecture framework, there's a system of nets. These aren't ley lines. It's where each division brought their family members in. The division is comprised of more than the zodiac, which only shows 12. It is the zodiac races which had us captured. They tie in through an ox system, like Windsock. So this map certainly had some interesting glyphs on it. That looks like the architecture framework, Auk. Another interesting map surfaced. It's a flat earth map showing other continents beyond what we know of as Earth. In the past, they used to propose that everything above in the constellations mirrored what was on the ground. For example, worldwide, all the pyramids sit under certain constellations, and the Nile is known to represent the Oort cloud rift exactly. As a matter of fun, I just overlaid them to see what they would look like, and it was quite interesting. The problem with the flat earth theory given by the priesthood is that it's misleading. In flat earth theory, there are no other planets, no other worlds. Aliens do not exist. This is a very cool image. The caption read, "Wonder Web Wall Around Earth, taken by $6 billion camera." It's quite pretty. Rather representative of the net that is created by the zodiac worlds. And when you line it up, it looks a bit like this. There are certain laws like gravity that govern the construct. One of those laws is that no one below may see above. Those above can look down, but you have no images of above. This is all below. But in the real world, although to the religious mind it is myth, there are certain protocols that Earth specifically had to follow at the end of each cycle. According to protocol, she divided into the second Earth. The second Earth was always allowed in order to give those who needed more time to grow the spiritual fat needed to go through the eye. This happened around July of 2015. We did see the second Earth take a number of hits and then rebuild. And although masked, it's still sitting in that area of the sun. Our Earth, however, continued forward. We moved to be queued up in line to emit the eggs. We are in the bay at the Tree of Life and directly in front of the eye, which is the exit. Energetically speaking, there is a type of net system in the system architecture. Your consciousness is tied to it as pure energy. Each individual life is a beautiful ray. These many streams of consciousness follow these nets. Normally it's the path they take to get home, except at the end of the cycle when they form eggs. And all the divisions and all the worlds follow these protocols. In order to exit the system, either left or right, you have to have an egg. So each world chooses among the life it has those they want to move forward. These are called the elect. You were voted in. Each life went through a vetting process. Part of the protocol is that each individual must have enough spiritual fat to make it through the gate. Spiritual fat is the energy and experience you have gained here in the construct. It's more than skill. It is a depth of consciousness, a depth of care. To make the right-hand path up, you must have a high level of positive energy. To make the left-hand path west, you need a lower amount of energy, and it must be negative. They speak often of the spirit and the soul together reaching pi. Those selected are then sealed. A seal is your ID for the gate. We're speaking of the system architecture. We've heard that eggs are actually many universes that expand and set up on the other side of the eye. That they're built to contain everything necessary to start a new life. And that this is an evolutionary process and a big jump for all life on Earth. Earth started her long eye day December 6, 2016. She's been emitting eggs ever since then. These are a few close-up views of different eggs emitting. There were so many spectacular shots to choose from. It is hard to see on the regular movie picture that they put out on stereo, which is why it's easier to blow up and see them. This was an extended round shape. This one, however, came out very, very clear on the images. There were, of course, many other eggs. Different sizes and shapes. Some moved with some very long train sections, extending all the way up and down the pole. As you can see, I had an epic number of pictures, so many that I gave my computer a heart attack. It stroked out several times trying to put the image files together. This really was one of the best pics for demonstrating the separation and showing that this is a piece that is leaving Earth, not something mistakenly in the background. I compile the images from stereo from December to May. So we'll play it now. On the far left, you can see a close-up. In the middle, you've got the main page showing the full scene, Earth and then Mercury. On the far right, you've got Secchi. The Secchi images only mark the month and gives the labels so that you can know who's crossing where. Although I circled a lot of the emits, I did not circle them all. I felt like it marred up the page too much and you wouldn't be able to see it. Things like Mercury shooting off his emit right now. As Mercury flies past to the left, Earth's secondary support pole is holding her while she emits. And here you can see two full poles. But it does ninja on us and go stealth. We do know that the poles held more than one function, but she had such large emits on some of them that she did need the extra support. As you can see, I didn't mark all of them, but some of the emits are very, very clear. When they finish a protocol, the flag raises. Venus is now entering on the right. Venus is closer to the camera than Earth is, so she's very large in this view. It also means her emits are very visible, and you can see her emitting as she goes past. Jupiter enters from the left. As you can see by watching, Earth is emitting an epic number of eggs. It's now showing March, and it is still going on. These are more than just humans. These are other species. She is moving up the evolutionary ladder. It was rather amazing to see them all line up at the same mark and emit. And everyone's right in front of the gate. Mercury is sneaking back in, coming from the left, but he seems to wait his turn in queue. As Jupiter moves off the page, he has room to move in. I think the smaller planet exiting the right side might be Ceres. And now you can see Mercury emitting again. If you look at the image on the far left, you can see him put out his egg. And now he's moving a bit further away, heading toward Venus. So in the center image, from left to right, you have Venus, Mercury, and Earth. There are quite a few unnamed planets that float past. Even as we move into May, she was putting out some really, really large eggs. And now Saturn is coming in for its swing by. Well, it's been quite epic watching them all line up for the gate. During this whole time we were getting whiteout blast. I took those images out because they acted like a strobe effect when playing at this speed. We've heard that what they call the global currency reset marks the end of SET's contract. Although it takes a bit of time to translate inside, it's not months like it used to be. We should get a short burst of a whiteout, and then the global announcement starts. Most people are completely unaware we are right in front of the door. I hope all of you have a beautiful day.